Welcome back to Ralph's Garage. I'm back working on the BMW. Yay! I do feel right now like I am in over my head. I'm really kind of just took a pause back and I was like, I should make a video because I know if I do this and don't make a video, I'm going to regret it. And this is something cool that I want to show. So, what I got going on here. I cut the frame rails off. If you're not sure why I cut the original ones off, let me show you real quick. We'll just review. So I've never been able to get the front end of this car to align. There's always been the bumper. Well, it wouldn't go on far enough, so it wasn't lining up with the wheel arch, and it kind of looked like the bumper was facing down at the ground, and there was a big gap between the lip of the hood and the grill. This piece here, there's a big gap there, and everything just kind of pointed in its own sort of direction, even the headlights and everything. So I started looking at trying to get it aligned while I had everything apart, and then this is what I found. This is the passenger side frame rail, and as you can see, it's very wrinkled, and it's also covered in quite a bit of body filler. Look at that. So, and you can see in there where the frame rail was welded, MIG welded, because you can see the wires poking through there. And everything is just really mangled looking in there. And this is obviously why the front of the car wouldn't line up with anything. I mean, look at all the body filler on there. And it was hidden pretty well, you know, when it was installed, so I didn't actually notice this, but this chassis was $250, so I can't even really complain, but it is something that was concealed and I didn't know about when I bought the car, but that's okay because we're fixing it. So I went to the junkyard and I cut, I found a nice straight in the front E36, and I cut the frame rails, and I cut them. The ones I got from the junkyard I cut like from back here further, but I've since trimmed them to right in this area. So this is one that I got. That's one I got from the junkyard car. The car was like a green color. So right now what I have going on is I welded these tabs on here. And what that is for is this is going to help me locate, keep the frame rail in sort of line where it needs to go. And then I'm going to do that on both sides over there. And then I'm going to mount the whole front end to the car without that being welded, just with those in place. And I'm going to align everything to where the whole front end lines up. We line up with the wheel arch here, continues perfectly to the bumper here, and everything is looking nice and straight and coming off the car good. Then I'm going to go in and I'm going to tack through the holes. Tack here, here and here. Same thing here, there, and there, and there. Then I can disassemble everything and do a weld pass. I'll probably double this up so that there's a reinforcement that comes across both of them and it's welded. So it'll be welded, reinforced, and welded. So it'll be, that part of the frame rail will be stronger than the original one, but definitely better than being all bent. Now the damage does continue here a little bit. So once I get it all aligned and tacked in place, I'll be kind of working this edge just so that it meets up with this edge here. Because when you look at it, you can see where there's like some shape difference there. It's pushed in right here. So I didn't want to go too much further into here and start getting into working with the wheel well and all that. So I figured it's pretty close to the end of the damage here. It stops like right there. So I think I can work with that. I can make that work. So that's what I'm doing. I don't think I'm going to time-lapse this because I'm listening to music on my phone. I'm texting people as I work. We'll see. Anyway, I'll check back in when I get it all kind of set up. All right, guys, wanted to bring you in. I got the frame rails tacked up in place, and yeah, let's check it out. Whoa. So I got a pretty good gap here. This stays pretty even all the way through. This gap, this is out a little bit, but I can adjust that in here. So that bracket just needs to be moved in. And then this piece is damaged here that I got from eBay. So I just have to kind of clean up the edge of this, but this line right here is straight. And we're tacked. So what I did, I put angle iron with a jack on the back side of the frame rail to control the height of the back of the frame rail. And then I had my other jack under the front bumper with a block of wood. So that controlled the whole assembly this way. And then I tensioned these ratchet straps. And that controlled it this way. And then it also pitched it this way. So I had control this way, this way, this way, all that. Got it nice and straight as best as I can do in my little garage. So yeah, now I'm going to take the whole front end off, and I'm going to leave the frame rail pieces are actually going to stay because, you know, they're welded on now, they're tacked. Then I'm going to do a complete weld, I'll grind it, and then we'll go over it with a reinforcement. So I don't know if that's going to happen today. It's like almost 9 o'clock. I'm pretty beat for the day, but I wanted to get this welded today, and I'm happy with it being tacked in place. I took my time and made sure that it lined up. So that's where I'm going to cut it off today. Excited to get this in. I have the pieces to finish wrapping this. I did get the last piece that I needed to bolt the motor and the trans together. We all know I had this problem last time, so I got a new pilot bearing, the correct one for the TR6060. So I'm excited about that. Once I get them bolted together, I can, yeah, we can put it in the car and I can start building this exhaust, and hopefully, hopefully the BMW will be back on the road before you know it. It'll probably be a while, but there's a lot of ADD in my head where I want to just delete the ABS, and I want to put a proportioning valve in and redo all the brake lines. But right now, I want to get it running back on the road with the 6-liter, and I want to move on and do the 4L80 swap in the Trailblazer. So we're going to get this back on the road. Then we're going to finish that little bit of insulation up in the loft. I probably won't show that. I'll probably just do that because I'll tell you what, I got this little heater right here running. Now I did bring the room up to temperature with this. I ran this for maybe 10 minutes. It was like 37 degrees in here, and I brought it up to 70 with this guy, and I shut that off, and I've just been running this right here, and I'm actually pretty hot. Like, I got my sleeves rolled up. I'm wearing my, you know, my long johns, which are pretty, just the tops, so it's comfortable in here. But that insulation up there will make a huge difference, and getting some insulation on the doors will make a huge difference. So those are my two goals. Once the Beamer's running, then Trailblazer. I'm rambling. I'll see you guys next time.
Gonna take you for a ride in my brand new car. My brand new car, my brand new car. Gonna take you for a ride in my brand new car. My brand new car, my brand new car. Gonna show you how the shifter feels, 'cause tonight is the night that we make it real. Gonna take you for a ride in my brand new car. Take you for a ride in my brand new car. Gonna take you for a ride in my brand new car. You better hold on to the leather and thread, 'cause we're gonna take off like a thoroughbred. Gonna take you for a ride in my brand new car. Look at the stars, know they're shining bright. The moon is full.
Alright guys, I'm back out here to give you a little current update. The video that I was just inside editing this video, and it kind of just ended with a time lapse of me grinding on the front of the car, but I don't have any footage of welding or anything like that. So let me show you around. The frame rails are connected, welded, painted, ready to go. I did an okay job. I ended up MIG welding this. It was just a lot of contamination. There's like a coating on the inside of the frame rail. It was just a nightmare trying to TIG weld it. So I MIG welded all this, MIG welded that. I had these little triangle steel pieces from when I made the welding cart. So I used these just kind of like that as additional reinforcement. You can see there's one here too, like that. Just to double it up, make it a little stronger. This is the new nose panel. I painted it. I have to clear coat it still. This is just a rattle can. Yeah, all the front end is ready to go back together. So now my next task is going to be to get the motor and the transmission together, finish wrapping this part of the header here, get the V-bands welded on for the new exhaust, because this is literally just there. It's a good fit though. This will be nice to TIG weld. New clutch going in. Whoa, that was loud. I'll deal with that later. So yeah, I have a new clutch going in. It's a twin disc monster clutch, which is the reason why the engine came out of the BMW, was to change the clutch. And then it turned into doing all this other stuff, and it's a whole different engine. So stick around, make sure you're subscribed, hit that like button for me, and I'll see you next time.
Jesus.